Okay, so hopefully you're hearing me all right. I'm still, let me turn, because I may get an echo. I'm seeing, I might be getting echo here. There we go. Now we should only get one. Okay, so I did have some success finally, and there were a number of issues with my VirtualBox setup. In particular, the issue I had was that, well, a couple of them didn't have enough memory. So if you're setting up a VirtualBox for this purpose, give yourself at least 16 gig of RAM. Give yourself 30 gig of hard drive. Let me show you. Let me bring in my, let's see, window. Let me bring in my window that I want to show you. The VirtualBox. Let's see. When running, there's the where did it go? No, that's not the one I want to show you. I want to show you here. It's, here we go. All right, this is what I want to show you. If you can see here, whoop, I'm looking at the wrong thing. Where did it go? It's a very here we go. All right, this is my running VirtualBox. 16 gigabytes of RAM and 30 gigabytes of hard drive. The last two or so, I made a swap. Now I had to resize it. But before we get into that, let me show you some of the commands I learned. I think, let's see if this is the one. Let's see. That's this. Why is this not? I want to show you. There's the video. There's this, and this. All right. So you can see I ran the command and it's now up. But let me show you some other commands. Let me see. Docker container ls. Whoop, I'm typing in the wrong spot here. Here we go. This will show you will have two containers. One is the core and one is NGINX. And they should both be healthy. This was coming up fine. This was the one that was always unhealthy. And let's see. Where the Docker logs is. Docker. I think it's this log. When the core _1. And this will show you your logs now. You see I was getting some pointer. At first I was getting all kinds of errors. Couple of things. Again, enough memory, enough hard drive. Those are the two most important things. The other thing too is you have this file, this directory, where it stores stuff, and I called it DataDB, which is right here. And I did a few times have to, I had to make sure I had right on this and all that. But what this did is I had to make a new one because it got messed up with some other things. So that's one thing you can try initially. And here we go. Let's go show you the. So this, I think I have. Make sure you can read that. If when in doubt, the other thing is also the YML file. Uh, what? It's YML. All right. So this is the one. I tried to archive nodes as well. This is the one. If you have it to now, this was made as root. If you have a problem, give yourself permission on it, but it looks like it gives all the permission you need when you just, it will be created when you do that setup command. The other thing is, if you do have a situation where your virtual box running on Windows, and I think there's also, he also has one on Linux. Let me show you this here. This is by a fellow, Derek Malloy, and he goes through, he also has a video that's linked here. Basically, what you have to do is download a tool called Gpart, and you download the ISO, and you essentially unmount your drive from your existing virtual machine, mount it up, create a new one, make the ISO for Gpart your main drive. Let me see if I can show you that. Let's see. This is it. Okay, right here. Oh, I'm not clicking on the right thing. Let me find it amongst everything. All right, so this is powered off, but let me show you. The optical drive, well, I guess this is, and then I mounted this. Now I didn't unmount it, but it doesn't seem to care because it's powered off. Better to unmount it before you remount it on here. And that's done in the settings. But you can see storage. You mount these two. This will let you repartition, and he goes through that in the article. But if you give yourself 16 gig of RAM, if you give yourself a 30 gig virtual hard drive in VirtualBox, you should be fine. Better still, if you are using a Linux box, and by the way, Radix does require Linux. If you are using a Linux box with Ubuntu, keep it at 20.04 because that's what they support right now. That's the easiest thing. That's what caused this whole crazy stuff to begin with. So we now have it happily running, and again, your issues that you may run into can involve permissions. It can involve not having enough memory on your box or enough hard drive on your box. I also recommend when you partition that 30 gig virtual hard drive, save 2 gig for a swap file. So only partition about 27, 28 gig, and then leave the rest for a swap file. And once I did that, it was a very happy camper. in terms of starting up the node and connecting and all that kind of good stuff. So we'll be doing more with this. I know people were very excited about Radix. I'm looking to see when their developer docs come out, see what we can do with that. Anyway, hopefully you found this useful. And if you have any questions, I'll try to answer them because I really had a fight with this for a couple of days to get it to finally decide that it wanted to work. But anyway, if you found this helpful, please subscribe, please give a like, please ring the bell to get further videos, and share it with your friends who may be interested. And hopefully I'll figure out this mic because it looks like I'm going to be doing any of the Radix stuff from down here and where my mic was not cooperating. So I will speak to you all tomorrow, and take care.